Alan Annand. Just wanted to give you a heads up for a significant event that's coming up this fall, the Maharishi Parashara online conference in November 20th to the 24th. I'll be speaking on the 20th, and I'll tell you later about my particular talk, but there are several recognizable names from the Jyotish community that will be speaking as well. Sanjay Rath, Jeffrey Armstrong, Joni Patri, Camilla Sutton, and many, many more. Great value for the price of entry, a lot of good speakers and a lot of great topics. So I have with me today Shauna T, who has been the coordinator of this very successful, I think the world's largest and well-attended online conference in Jyotish. This will be the fourth year running, and we're hoping to make this a continuing success thanks to his great marketing skills and organizational skills too, all of which are not always in good supply, but in his hands, he's been guiding these excellent conference series.
Thank you, Alan. So nice to be here with you again. It wouldn't be a Parashara conference without you, and I'm so happy you're going to be talking about your topic of Jyotish as a darshan of psychology. So as you mentioned, this is the fourth conference. We're now the world's largest virtual Jyotish conference, and by that, we're also the most diverse, and that's something I'm really excited about. We have 34 faculty members from 11 different countries this year. So this international aspect of astrology, we're really highlighting it. And in addition to there being many senior astrologers, that like some of the names you mentioned, we have a lot of their students here as well. So we kind of bridge the generational gap here. And we have different Jyotish from all different age ranges, backgrounds, lineages, etc. And that's something I'm really excited about, is the diversity as well as the popularity of the conference as well. Again, it's 5 days long. It's November 20th to the 24th, and you can sign up at parasharaconference.com. And we're going to put the links in the description of wherever you may be seeing this, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. And if you're one of Alan's fans, we've created a special promo code, ALAN Alan, which will get you 10.8% off on all registration packages. And you can either register for a single day or you can register for the entirety of the conference. But I'm really excited to hear more about your lecture this year, Alan. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, thanks. So, there's a bit of a backstory to this. As you know, I've been a long time student of Hart Defoe. So several years ago, he gave a course. It was called Darpana. Darpana means mirror. And the idea was to, provide a look inside the psyche of the individual. Now, Hart had been prompted to develop this course by the kind of common comments that many Western astrologers made about Jyotish, to the effect that Jyotish is, highly deterministic and fatalistic, and that was its only utility, as if that was nothing, and that it was incapable of psychological insights into the individual. So, Hart loves a challenge, so he worked up this course basically to prove, Western astrologers wrong, and that Jyotish was extremely capable of looking into the psyche of an individual through the tools of Jyotish. So in a nutshell, this is what it's about. There are really three components of human psychology. One is the manas, which is the instinctive, animalistic part of our mind. That's the part of our mind that registers sense perceptions. From that develops likes or dislikes, sense perception, sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. And then from that, personality evolves. So I like this smell, or I hate that taste, or so on and so forth. So that the manas performs that function, along with some other things too. It's sort of like the operating system for the mind. So it governs the autonomic nervous system, glandular secretions, and all the rest. And the proper functioning of the manas is sort of a foundation for the rest of the body and mind. Well, if your operating system of your computer is kaput, you can't do anything, neither Excel nor Word nor YouTube or anything. So the manas operates in the background, like outside of our awareness, and yet it's extremely important to govern our bodily functions. So an assessment of the manas, and I won't get into the protocol for that, but it's basically a three-step process. There's a house, a lord, and a karaka for the manas. Determining the healthy state or unhealthy state, as it might be, can be a heads up for physiological, emotional, or psychological health or dis-ease, which is, important for astrologers to understand with whom they are dealing and what sort of issues they might face. Then separately from that, if I take the analogy back to the analogy of a computer, your operating system, boots up, and presents your array of programs available, manages, other functions behind the scene. But then when you click on the icon for Word or Excel, you're bringing up a specific function of the computer. And that is akin to the buddhi in the human psyche. That is the analytical mind, which can handle intellectual tasks, analysis, communication, discernment, judgment making, and all of that. So that's a separate process of analysis as well, too. And again, there is a house lord, there is a house and its contents, and there is a karaka for the buddhi. And an analysis of that will give you some appreciation for a person's capacity or impediments regarding higher studies, their intellectual depth, and their ability to tackle high level intellectual endeavors. So very useful skill or assessment to have in hand, especially if you're trying to determine for some client whether their son, daughter is capable of going to university and going all the way through a lawyer's degree or a medical degree. Last but not least, there is the ahankara, which is the ego. And again, there is a specific house and the house lord's assessment and the karaka for the ahankara to determine the state of the ego. So, this is a determinant in, self-identity, self-respect, the sort of urge that a person has to make a mark for themselves in life. And so an assessment of that will also give you a sense of staying power for that individual, the things that they are interested in life. What are their chances for success or failure in general? So this is a threefold assessment between the manas, the buddhi, and the ahankara. You have a three-part psychological assessment, which will allow you then to say things, regarding the person's emotional well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being. And in fact, contrary to what many Western astrologers might think, this overall assessment is actually superior to anything that I've seen in Western astrology. And even though I've been a Vedic astrologer for 20 plus years, previous to that, I was a Western astrologer for 15 years and was, exposed to all of, the methodology and the theory back there. This has no compare. This is, in my opinion, far superior. So I hope for any of you who are interested in simply understanding the psychology of the individual, this is going to be a really good lecture for you. It's 2.5 hours. We're going to get into the weeds with this. I always have an abundance of examples to illustrate each of these principles. You're going to learn a lot.
Incredible, Alan. This is so exciting. I studied Sankhya philosophy and it's like integrated in all of it, the manas, the buddhi, the ahankar. And so it's, of course, all of your lectures are always, so intellectually stimulating, but this one also sounds very spiritually stimulating as well. So I'm very, very excited for it. And thank you again for coming to the Parashara conference again and sharing your wisdom with us. And again, for anyone who's watching this, parasharaconference.com. Use the promo code Alan, ALAN, for about 11% off on all registration packages. Thanks again for having me here today, Alan.
Wonderful. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you in November.